We're talking about children who are living in the equivalent of a homeless shelter.
Sir, I'm really not impressed by your silver tongue and your little hotshot credentials. I know that you're there to intimidate me.
Closed captioning provided by...
When the spark ignites, go.
I'm willing to do that. Matt O'Connor is here. He's the attorney who's representing James in his custody battle. Matt, this would be something that is constructive, and hopefully something could be resolved on the criminal side of this as well, true?
Not while Doug Perry's involved, because everything's about Doug. Is a typical megalomaniac.
We've never met before, have we?
We've never met, sir, and you've made many quotes about the ministry and other things. You've never been to our ministry. You've never been to one of our fellowship meetings.
Let me speak to him for a minute. If you want to yell at him in a minute, I'll give you time.
Because
okay, go ahead.
It's important because they keep throwing up these things that are inaccurate. They talk about the parental kidnapping. Those charges were dismissed.
I said in my personal opinion, and there's a reason I said that, because I understand legally the charges have been dismissed, but it is still my personal opinion that he kidnapped my children.
Well, a judge ruled there wasn't even probable cause, and as Dr. Phil, as you know from your consulting days, that's a very low standard, and the judge found that Mr. Todd had good cause to remove the children from the home. So we were
No, he did not find that he had good cause to remove the children, because that would have required a trial and that would have been a verdict by the judge.
What everybody's not talking about, we're talking about that gentleman who doesn't really need to be here. What we need to be talking about is what's best for the kids. We're talking about children who are living in the equivalent of a homeless shelter.
Sir, I'm really not impressed by your silver tongue and your little hotshot credentials. I know that you're there to intimidate me.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
What we need to be talking about is what's best for the kids. Yes. Nobody's even mentioned that. You're talking about kids who are living in the...
Oh, I have absolutely mentioned what's best for the children, including that I'd like for them to have a relationship with their father.
Hold on. I really do want to talk to him, and you're seriously... I'm going to do it. You cannot filibuster. I am going to talk to him.
I'm sorry.
She's not a robot. Let me just point out.
Not a robot.
All right, go ahead.
We're talking about children who are living in the equivalent of a homeless shelter right now. And up until we were able to address the criminal charges and the court ruled and those were dismissed, there wasn't a lot we could do, and James alluded to that. Now that we have that done, we're doing what any lawyer and any father, as James would do, is try to get the kids out of that environment.
Well, here's a list of the dangerous situations that James says that he has witnessed. A photo member currently residing in the compound stabbed another member 5 times.
He didn't witness that.
That was years before.
Members are known to participate in wife swapping.
That's his personal opinion.
Jennifer's spiritual husband owns assault rifles and boasts about carrying a gun at all times.
He does own a rifle and a handgun,
Jennifer admits to having Oklahoma bombing suspect Greg Weiler around her children.
I said he lived in the townhouse complex. I didn't
children
really say
have allegedly exhibited strange behavior, including inappropriate touching.
That's just
Children are allegedly at risk of physical and mental harm. Children have allegedly been verbally abused by members.
I would love to hear specific examples.
Jennifer allows people from compound to sleep in her home without regard for safety of the children. Those are the things that he says he is concerned about.
Sir, I'm really not impressed by your silver tongue and your little hotshot credentials. I know that you're there to intimidate me, and that I really sincerely believe you don't have his best interest at heart. You're here to make a name for yourself, and that
I think the facts
I think you're going to answer for someday to the Lord, because if you had his best interest in heart, you would be trying to talk some sense into this man that the charges that he's making are ludicrous.
Are you concerned about what they're exposed to?
No, I'm not concerned about what they're exposed to. I believe that I need to be...
We're talking about children who are living in the equivalent of a homeless shelter.
Sir, I'm really not impressed by your silver tongue and your little hotshot credentials. I know that you're there to intimidate me.
Closed captioning provided by